said, what's in you? Will come out of it. Now, that's the danger in too much talking also.
Amen.
Because too much talk won't show what's inside of you. Amen. Look at 15 and 11. What goes into a man's mouth does not make him unclean. But what comes out of his mouth, that is what makes him unclean. Somebody says, it's not what goes in you. It what comes out of it. See, we get so caught up in our appearance. We get so caught up in our diet. We'll say, you know, I gotta watch what I eat. I can't eat too much red meat. I can't eat too much pork. I gotta watch my weight. How about you watch the way you live? Amen. How about you watch what you're saying around folks? Because it ain't the stuff you put in there messing you up. Somebody says it's what come out of it. Now we just went over this Wednesday night Bible study. Check this out. Go on down here to the 17th verse. Jesus didn't explain this. Because the disciples didn't understand, what do you mean, Jesus? What it is? Because see, a lot of people think, the Pharisees asked Jesus, why in the world are we washing our hands, but you ain't washing your hands? Man, it doesn't make no sense for us to be the cleanest looking something in this church, and then we got junk all inside of us. Because guess what? We still headed to hell. Amen? Amen. So the Pharisees were all in appearance. They were all into how things look and how things sound. But y'all, it doesn't matter how buttoned up we are, how close we think we look, how much we got to act together. Y'all, we got some junk inside of us. That junk will send us to hell. Amen? Amen. So check this out. The 16. Are you, Jesus asked him, are you still so dull? Are you still not understanding? The 17. Don't you see that whatever enters the mouth goes into the stomach and then out of the body? What goes in you gonna come out of it. He said, but the things that come out of the mouth come from the heart, and these make a man unclean. What you say often comes from your heart. That's the reason people tell you, you just can't take stuff back after you done said it. Man, because after you have said it, you done said it, you done said it, people go to believe it, what you said. Amen? Amen. So what comes out of you is what makes you unclean. It says, but the things that come out of the mouth come from the heart, and these make a man unclean. 19. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, slander. These are what make a man unclean. But eating with unwashed hands does not make him unclean. Somebody said, what's in you? What's in you? Will come out. Will come out. Yo, we have to be careful. Amen. About too much talking, because man, you keep on talking, folks gonna see what's in you. Folks gonna see. And y'all, we have to get to a point where we can tame our tongue. How many of you know we gotta take some stuff sometimes? Amen. How many of y'all realize that we really gotta take some stuff sometimes? Amen. See, we think that it's just all by. Folks, people are gonna upset you. I promise you. And then people are going to do some of this stuff. They're going to false testimony. They're going to slander your name. They're going to come and shit. They're going to do some stuff against you. And y'all, if we react to everything people do, we can't make it to heaven. We talked about it last week. God says, how in the world can you say you love a God who you have not seen? And then we can't get along with our who we see every day. It doesn't work like that, amen? We talking, we're talking about folk, we're doing it, y'all, and they said the statement, sticks and stone may break my bone, but words may never hurt. That's a big old lie. Y'all, what folks say about you can hurt you. Somebody say amen. Amen. What people say can hurt you. So we have to be careful what we say, and then y'all, as Brother Al brought, too much talking can get us killed. Because I think it was the fat boys. I don't know if the fat boys, these boys, somebody said we talk too much and we never shut up. Who said that? Fat boys. A lot of us, we talk too much and we never shut up. And when you keep on talking and talking and talking, you got an opportunity to mess the situation up. Amen? Check this out. Let's go on and finish off. And we're going to be done here. Go to Numbers, the 16th chapter. I'm going to show us how. Numbers, the 16th. We read Numbers last week. And we talked about messing up with God. And once again, messing up with God. Definitely. You'll find out a lot of times when people mess up with God, it's that tongue and their mouth that mess them up with God. Amen? Amen. Normally you're going to find out whenever somebody mess up with God, it's because of something they said. More so than what they did. Check this out. Go to Numbers 16. We have finished off where the people were upset at Moses. And after they was upset at Moses, they tried to figure out who made you the lead, Moses. Korah came up against Moses. Had 250 renowned people coming up against Moses. Somebody say he had back on his side. Y'all, just because you got somebody backing you up don't mean you right all the time. Amen. Just because you can get a lot of folks to agree with you doesn't mean that you're doing the right thing. Amen. So Korah had a whole lot of people backing him up, and they went up against Moses, and God killed those folks. He killed those folks dead on the spot, and the people got scared. We made this statement. A lot of times God will kill people just to make an example. Amen. God will kill people to make an example. And that's when we have to be careful on what we say, because we'll get in trouble just by what we say sometimes. I remember Deacon Johnson was telling us about how one preacher had said, leave the situation alone. Something had happened in the church. And when something happened at the church, the pastor left out and said, y'all, it's done, it's finished, everybody leave, don't say nothing else about it. Then sure enough, he said, man, this woman went out to the cotton field. That when they was out there chopping cotton. Said a woman in the cotton field, and instead of doing what the pastor said, she bring it up, I don't think this should happen. I don't think, and man, Deacon said before the night was over, that woman was dead. For too much talk. Because God don't play stuff. Amen. God does not play with the order. When God says stuff, man, you talking can get you, because see, a lot of stuff, y'all, we don't even know what we're talking about sometimes. There's a lot of things that go on. We don't even know the whole story, but we'll go and tell what we saw. Well, y'all, just because you saw something, that don't mean, y'all, our eyes can mess us up sometimes. Y'all, how many of you know magicians are showing you something, but what they showing you ain't really happening? The magician is called sleight of hand. They'll show you something. Your eyes will deceive you sometimes. Your eyes will mess you up. And sometimes we see stuff, but we don't know the whole story. And then we go and tell what we saw. And y'all, we said it in Sunday school again. I will go to hell for my sins. And I'm telling you, I ain't planning on going to hell. But last thing I'm going to do is go to hell for causing you to go to hell. And if we sit up there, oh, I saw Deacon Bow. He was this right here. He showed up, and I saw him. You probably saw him, but you don't know what Deacon Bow was doing. Amen. And then you go and tell Sister Betty, and Sister Betty, see, I thought Deacon Bow was going back. Now, Sister Betty said, I ain't going to church no more. Sister Betty go to hell, and guess what? Deacon Bow ain't sent him to hell. Yes, he sent him to hell. The one that talking too much. The one that's slandering. Y'all, we don't know. Deacon Bow could have did something like that. I could have told him to go do this. And the only thing we see is, oh, he was over there 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, ain't nothing up at 2 o'clock in the morning but legs. The hotel. You know we'll say it. And we'll spread stuff, y'all. We'll spread stuff. And man, people end up going to hell about some stuff we done spread. Because we talking too much, amen? Y'all, we have to be careful. If you don't know, y'all, the only person you got to worry about getting to heaven is yourself, amen? Don't worry about what somebody else doing. That, man, God is not going to stand you up in front of him and say, what did Brother John been doing for the last 3 months? That ain't your business. Well, God want to know what you've been doing with your life. It's up to you. Somebody say it's up to me. All right, check this out, the 41st verse. The next day, the whole Israelite community grumbled. Somebody said the next day. Y'all, this is just flat out crazy. Now, you would think we would learn, we would get smarter. Somebody said you would think you would get smarter. Amen. I love what Mr. Davis, he said a statement, when you learn better, do better. Now, we just saw last week, God killed over 250 folk for talking about Moses And then the Bible said the next day. Somebody said the next day. The very next day, the same folks who saw the same thing went to grumble. I would think if I saw Deacon Johnson walk off the cliff and break his neck, then I see Brother Watson walk off the cliff and break his neck, then I see Brother Tony walk off the cliff and break his neck, some would tell me I don't need to walk off the cliff. Amen. You know, man, you just saw it happen, but y'all, we do it every day. We see folks struggle. We see people do, and then we follow the same trap that they walk into. And these people, who were, somebody said they God's people. Man, it seems like God people are the hard-headed folk you ever want to see sometimes. Y'all, I promise you. Man, I showed y'all about a week ago, I had me my one gray string. Been passed for 1 year, and got one gray string. Because God folk can be hard-headed sometimes. Amen. You tell them to do one thing, ain't that what they gonna do? Exactly what they want to do. Amen. But I'm gonna live a long time. Because the only thing I'm gonna do is tell you the truth and keep on living for God. Amen. But you have the same people who saw these other folks die for coming up against Moses, for talking about Moses, for doing something against the man of God. And the Bible said the next day. Somebody said the next day. The next day. The whole Israelite community grumbled. All the folks grumbled. All the folks were mad. I don't think Moses should have been here. I don't think Aaron should be here. You know what they said? You have killed the Lord's people, they said. Now, was anybody here last week? Anybody here last week? Amen. Who killed those 250 people? God killed those folks. God didn't want to open up the earth. Moses couldn't open up no earth. It was God that swallowed those people up. And these people saw how God had did somebody else. And we were talking this morning about reverence and fear of the Lord. Y'all, we got to have some sense for our own self. All right now. If I see God whooping somebody for not paying their tithe, I think I need to go pay my tithe. Because I don't want that whooping. If I see God tearing somebody up and tearing their family up because they in here backbiting, causing trouble, confusion, everything, I don't think I go and I don't do that. But y'all, we'll see folks mess up and we'll go do the same thing in the end. It don't make no sense, amen? They grumble saying, you done killed the Lord's people. But when the assembly gathered in opposition to Moses, now they saw what happened to Korah when he went against Moses.